So if you're interested in any of these positions, we have all the contact information so that you can directly reach out to at-home inspections on our website, turnto23.com. For now, we're live in Bakersfield. I'm Daniela Garrido, 23 BC News, connecting you.
Daniela, thanks. It will be a NASCAR season no one will forget anytime soon. Due to the coronavirus, the abbreviated, jam-packed racing schedule has been a challenge for everyone. But for Kevin Harvick, it's one he excelled in. Over the weekend, drivers were at Daytona, the last regular season race of the year before the playoffs, the Coke Zero Sugar 400. And maybe it was because he had really nothing to lose or gain. Protect that car. And he did that. He just kind of raced along, finished 20th. William Byron, though, managed to avoid all these accidents. Jimmy Johnson didn't make the playoffs. Yeah, William Byron won. But Harvick did take home the hardware. Before the race, NASCAR presenting Harvick with this video tribute and the regular season championship. Yeah, Harvick finishing the regular season with 7 wins, securing the #1 spot going into the postseason. It's the first time in his career he's won the regular season championship. Playoffs begin Sunday at Darlington. Very cool for him.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not cool.
All right. Yeah. No cool. Nothing. Yeah.
Smoky, hot, hazy. We're not talking record-breaking temperatures for now, but that forecast for the weekend ahead could trend hotter. If you're looking at your phone, you're like, whoa. Elena said we were done with the long stretches of 105 or higher. Yep, nope, Mother Nature proving me wrong. You can see that one of our big headlines, all of the wildfires and smoke, those complex fires still burning up and down the state, pumping that smoke into the atmosphere. And there's no relief from the bad air quality and the smoke for at least another week. It could be another couple weeks of this because high pressure will trap all of that smoke right here on the valley floor and up into our local mountains for the next several days. No strong breezes, no rain events to help clear out our air. And with high pressure comes the heat. As you know, more 100s out there. We were in the triple digits Friday and Saturday. Yesterday was 97, trying to get back to 100 here in Bakersfield. 101 in Arvin and Lamont, as you saw. Upper 90s in the Kern River Valley, upper 80s in those South Mountains, down into the desert. Of course, you're going to see 100s out there. 103 in Ridgecrest today. They're talking about potentially 110 heading into the weekends. You know that means Bakersfield's hot as well. I'll explain that forecast you're seeing on your phone that, yes, is a little startling coming up in a few minutes. But first, let's talk traffic. Hopefully nothing startling out there, right, Robert?
That's right, Elena. No major issues happening as of right now. So good news there. And it looks like all of our local roadways and freeways through Bakersfield are flowing nice and smooth. We still have that vehicle, though, that's stalled out in traffic lanes on the northbound side of Interstate 5 near Fraser Mountain Park Road. So please be careful through there. But other than that, it has been a very smooth commute. That's my look at traffic. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Robert, thank you. Still to come here at 6, a Foster Farms facility in the Central Valley is still open even after a COVID outbreak was discovered. We'll tell you why and when they're scheduled to shut down.
And Staples Center will be used for more than just basketball soon. We'll tell you about the political move at the arena just ahead of the general election. Next. Welcome back. We told you last week that Foster Farms in Merced County was going to be closing down after dozens of workers tested positive for COVID-19. Now the deadline for the facility to close has passed and since been extended. The plant, located in Livingston, was given 48 hours Thursday to shut down operations, but officials at the plant said that wasn't enough time. The Merced County Public Health Department gave the company until tomorrow to shut down. Once they're closed, they do need to be shut down for 6 days before reopening on September 7th.
This morning, the California Assembly is expected to consider a new bill that would require the state attorney general to review all cases where law enforcement shoots and kills any unarmed civilian. This bill stems from recent high-profile shootings seen across the country. According to the Associated Press, if passed, it would be one of the highest profile reforms in the country filed this year in the wake of law enforcement shooting deaths. State Attorney General Xavier Becerra opposes the bill, saying it is, quote, untenable and unreasonable. He said it would cost the state up to $80 million each year. And state lawmakers will continue talking about the possibility of reparations for African Americans, specifically those who are descendants of slaves. Over the weekend, the state Senate approved creating a commission to further look into that idea. If approved by the Assembly, the task force would make recommendations by 2023 detailing the form of compensations, how it would be awarded, and who would be eligible.
And with the election just a little more than 2 months away, the NBA is getting involved by offering up an arena as a voting center. The LA Clippers and LA Lakers announcing they'll be partnering with the owners of the Staples Center in LA to make the arena a voting center. That announcement comes in the wake of the NBA and Players Union announcing they would ramp up their involvement in the election. Following the shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin, NBA players protested and urged citizens across the country to make their voices heard.
Election officials across the country looking to each other for ideas on how to handle the upcoming election. Some are finding ways to expand access to voter registration, while others are testing out new equipment or considering outdoor polling locations. This all comes as the coronavirus threatens to close or cut hours to current polling places, and some voters face the possibility of being stuck in quarantine when the election comes around.
Many people in Kern County head to the coast for a little weekend getaway, and especially Morro Bay. While it's good for tourism, there's been a growing issue: pollution. The city of Morro is starting a new campaign called Be a Trash Hero. The campaign encourages visitors to use trash cans and not just tossed waste on the ground. The city's added more trash cans and increased staffing, but they're still seeing trash around town. The campaign slogan is simple: be smart of the solution, not the pollution. And it's true, so many people from here go over to the coast. I was there at the Dog Beach this weekend, and we were talking with some other people, and they were like, oh, well, we're from Bakersfield. And we were like, we're from Bakersfield. And it's true that so many people visit the coast, especially when we're seeing weather like this.
Exactly. And you were saying that coming back home, you could see the smoke as you dropped into the valley. Yeah, unfortunate.
We were like,
and they're still dealing with a lot of smoke there on the coast as well, but they're not dealing with the heat like we are, though it has been above average for the entire state. It has been awful here in Bakersfield. Typically, we get a count of 100s for the season in about the mid-30s. Instead, we're already in the mid-40s, and we have so many 100s coming. The extended forecast, we are going to be in a count of about the mid-50s out there. I wish we had temperatures in the 50s instead. But our first headline, of course, the wildfire smoke remaining an issue for the next several days, if not several more weeks. Unhealthy for sensitive groups here on the valley floor, but really bad in our local mountains as well. High pressure is building over the Pacific, so temperatures are staying above average this week. And as that high pressure settles into the Four Corners region, it will dominate our weather pattern with excessive heat for the weekend. Oppressive holiday heat wave. We're talking 105 and higher for several days in a row. That's a summer-like heat wave instead of fall. And September is that transition to the fall season, but it sure won't feel like it. And that high pressure is to blame. Climatologically speaking, tomorrow you can see is September 1st, and that's when we start to notice the climate is changing. But instead, that high pressure comes closer tomorrow. It's right over our heads by Wednesday. And then I mentioned it settles into the Great Basin region, giving us that 105, 106, 104 for your holiday weekend ahead. Hazy across the board with this bad air quality lingering. No rain. You're not even seeing any clouds out there. No fresh air. So the smoke sticks around with those temperatures getting closer to record highs, 109, 110 out there, than it would be for our average highs, which typically this time of year should be low 90s out there. Also above average for our friends in the mountains, 90s in the Kern River Valley the next couple days, and then those triple digits are back for you for the holiday weekend ahead as well. Tehachapi and Fraser Park above average 80s, and then you have some hotter 90s coming your way. There is no rain in the forecast, which is unfortunate because that could help with this heat and help to clear out some of our air. But the one good thing here is that means no thunderstorms, so no threat of dry lightning strikes. Let's now talk with CHP Officer Robert Rodriguez for a look at your Monday morning commute. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Elena. Happy Monday, everybody. Through Bakersfield, still a very good commute and has been that way all morning. Still no crashes to report or any major problems or issues on our roadway. So good news. As always, please buckle up your seatbelts before heading out. We want you to please slow it down, take your time, and we want you to reach your destination safely today. So pretty quiet traffic commute and smooth sailing all the way around. That's my look at traffic. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Still to come on 23 ABC, the tributes continue to pour in for actor Chadwick Boseman, who died over the weekend. We'll take a look at his career and how he was able to touch millions around the world. Next.
6:23 now. Welcome back. The world continuing to mourn the loss of actor Chadwick Boseman, the star of Black Panther and 42, passing away over the weekend following a 4-year bout with colon cancer. ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi takes a look at his life.
He was a heavy hitter in the quest for equality.
I didn't come here to make friends.
In Marshall, he embodied the power of a social justice warrior.
How can a man have a fair trial when he's denied counsel of his choice?
But as a Black Panther, he was a force to be reckoned with.
Wakanda forever!
Chadwick Boseman's powerhouse performance as King T'Challa defined a film that reached across generations.
All of the little black boys and girls that saw him up on that screen finally got the chance to see themselves as that hero.
Boseman embodied that Wakanda Forever spirit both on and off the big screen, standing for social justice at every opportunity and forming connections with those who looked up to him, taking time to visit cancer patients in the hospital and mourning their loss. That emotional moment, even more poignant as the world learns of Boseman's own health battle.
And when I found out that they... yeah, it means a lot.
His family revealing the 43-year-old had been undergoing treatment for colon cancer since 2016, making movies during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy. Colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S., with more than 53,000 people projected to die from the disease this year. And doctors say race plays a major factor.
African Americans are more likely to get and die from colorectal cancer.
The news of Boseman's passing evoking an ring of grief and tributes.
He had this combination of being an old soul with the most incredible twinkle in his eye.
Kids who see him, they get to dream about and make wishes on that shooting star that was Chadwick Boseman.
You were my superhero. You were my Black Panther.
And plenty of tributes over the weekend posted to social media. This one posted by Mark Ruffalo, who acted alongside Chadwick Boseman in the Avengers movies. You can see the children with their Avengers toys, with Black Panther surrounded by other heroes. The caption reading, "This is his power and impact on the next generation. Hashtag Chadwick forever."
Very cool. All right, we still have a lot to do in our final half hour. Straight ahead, we are continuing to follow the reopening of some industries here in Kern County. We'll tell you what you need to know before you plan a trip to the salon.
And a location just outside of Kern County is being scouted as a possible Space Command headquarters. We have a closer look at what to expect as we speak with the Palmdale City Manager. All of that and much more next on 23 ABC at 6:30.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
It is a day that many small businesses around the state have been looking forward to. Straight ahead, we'll have details on what is reopening in California.
And in light of those reopenings, how local hair salon owners are preparing to welcome back customers. Details on how they're doing coming up.
And bringing light to an issue that has sometimes the entire nation at odds. Details on the unique ride for homelessness awareness.
And a good morning once again. Thanks for staying with 23 ABC News at 6:30. We still have a lot to do. I'm Mike Hart.
I'm Danielle Kernkamp. Let's start out with Elena Rusk and see what's in store for us on this final day of August of 2020. Getting closer to fall.
We are very excited for fall. Only 22 days away, but it's going to feel like summer for quite a while. We know that fall historically in California is hot and dry. It's kind of the peak of our wildfire season, especially as those Santa Anas start coming in September, more so October. But it looks and feels like summer out there. It's still very smoky. We have a lot of particle pollution and smog as well. We're at WAR level 3 from overnight. Those readings all coming in hour by hour, keeping us unhealthy for sensitive groups. And with high pressure building into the region, that's an air mass that is stable and sinking. So it traps all of that smog and pollution and the smoke here into central California. You see up and down the valley and into many of our mountain locations for the heart of the state. It's dense smoke out there, and it was really making people suffer up into the Kern River Valley. Unfortunately, with the SQF complex fire continuing to grow in size, it sent all of that smoke into the Kern River Valley. And then we have smoke from the rest of the state as well, really impacting the South Valley and our mountains. So we're starting off in the 50s and 60s for the desert and mountains, 72 here in Bakersfield now, and then 100 later today. A couple other 100s out there. And we are all seeing the 100s for most locations heading into the holiday weekend. I'll show you that in a minute. But first, let's show you traffic. Here's CHP Officer Robert Rodriguez to help you get out the door. Good morning.
Well, thank you very much, Elena. Good morning, everyone. If you are getting ready to head out the door, right now, still no major issues or problems on our roadways or freeways. And again, no crashes to report to Bakersfield either. And all of your major routes at this time are open. That's my look at traffic. Pretty quiet. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Robert. So the U.S. Space Force is the country's newest military branch, and it's scouting locations for their new headquarters. They may choose a location that's pretty close to home, Palmdale. This morning, we're speaking with Palmdale's city manager, J.J. Murphy, and what we can expect from this neighboring city. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Elena.
So can you explain quickly for our viewers, just in generalities, what is the U.S. Space Force?
Yes, the U.S. Space Force is the newest branch of the military. In the future, satellites and the use of satellites are going to be the next frontier in technology. So the government has crafted this to make sure that Americans are protected, whether it's the internet or space satellites, that we have access and we can utilize that so that our adversaries don't attack us.
And that's fascinating. So many people heard about a Space Force and they thought, oh, we need to be protected against aliens. No, it's protecting our portion of space and all of the things that we have up there. And right now, the Space Force, as it's kicking off, is housed at the Pentagon, but they're looking for headquarters. And why are they considering Palmdale?
They're considering Palmdale and LA County and Kern County because we are the center of the Aerospace Valley. And, we have a history of engineers designing and testing the world's most advanced aircraft. So between Edwards Air Force Base and Plant 42 here in Palmdale, when you talk about all the space or aerospace firms that are already here, we have engineers who've already come to this area, and we think we are going to put on a great case of why U.S. Space Command headquarters deserves to be in the Aerospace Valley.
I agree. And we know that we have the weather for it. We have so many good launch days. What are some other arguments and key points that you're making to convince them to come here?
Well, we have the land right next to Plant 42, which they want to be somewhat tied to a military installation. LA County and Palmdale benefit. Why Palmdale is a city of 100 square miles, we have land that's adjacent to Plant 42, that's 17,000 acres, that was purchased by LAWA almost 40 years ago, LA World Airports. And that land is developable and available. So we can offer land to the U.S. government for the future. So not just their headquarters building, but if they want to expand and they want to build housing, if they want to build commissaries, anything like that, we have the land to offer them that's right adjacent to the key strategic partner in Plant 42. You have all the defense contractors there that are already highly trained in Northrop, Lockheed, Boeing. And then when you go up to Kern County and the partners, when you talk about Virgin, we just have a lot to offer right here in the two counties, in northern LA County and Kern County.
Absolutely. So that was everything that's good for them. Why is this good for us? We have so many Kern County residents who run to Palmdale, especially our mountain and desert communities. How is this going to benefit them?
This brings 1,000 jobs day one after it's announced. They're going to move when they start. There's going to be construction jobs, but these are high quality jobs that can help not just 1,000 jobs, but the factor of U.S. Space Command moving to a community could be a 20-fold factor where other aerospace industries are going to want to have a footprint in Kern County and LA County to be close to U.S. Space Command.
That's awesome. JJ, thank you so much. We're fascinated in the application process, and we'll be touching base with you as you keep going along trying to get this space here at home.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
In other news, the Kern County Public Health Department is hosting a press conference this morning to further explain the governor's new framework for reopening part of the state's economy. According to the governor's new roadmap, beginning today, hair salons and barbershops will be allowed to operate indoors. Shopping centers and retail stores will be allowed to open at 25% capacity, but common areas and food courts remain closed. In order for a county to open more businesses, it must meet a set of criteria for 2 weeks. Right now, Kern County is in the highest, or the purple tier, which means there have been 7 cases per 100,000 people and more than an 8% positivity rate. Over 80% of the state is in that purple tier. Each county will be assessed by the state every Tuesday beginning September 8th. We'll have more on how the new tier system works on our website, turn223.com.
Now, as we mentioned, the wait appears to be over for salons and barber shops, welcoming back customers starting today, but not without some modifications. 23 ABC's Callan Hopman joins us live from Northwest Bakersfield with these details on how these businesses can start reopening. Callan?
Yeah, good morning, Danielle. I spoke with a local hair salon owner, and he says he is so glad that the uncertainty of when he could reopen his salon is finally over. David Henry salon owner David Henry Martinez says he is hopeful that his business will remain open from now on, no matter what may happen with the pandemic. While he's excited to see his clients again, Martinez says there will still be challenges. He wants his wife to return to the salon as a manicurist, and with state guidelines, he'll have to minimize how many clients he sees each day.
Feels great to be reopening. I'm really excited, and we miss our clients terribly. Financially, I probably won't make much money this year, if at all, but I will survive this. My salons will survive this.
The state has created this checklist to help salons implement their COVID-19 prevention plan, and they are asked to hang it up for customers to see. Face masks must be worn at all times during appointments, and each salon is required to complete risk assessments of all work areas. And they should be screening employees for symptoms at the beginning of each shift. There are several other modifications salons need to follow, like sanitizing work areas and staggering appointments to minimize the number of people inside. We'll have a full list of those modifications on our website, turn223.com. For now, here in Northwest Bakersfield, Callan Hopman, 23 ABC, connecting you.
And stick with 23 ABC this morning as we bring you the very latest from the county. County officials will be holding a live press conference this morning at 10 o'clock to go over the governor's new tiered system, the industries that can reopen, and the impact on Kern County. 23 ABC will bring you that press briefing on the air and on our social media platforms. Again, that's scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. today.
And a homeowner opens fire on a man who's caught breaking into his home. Bakersfield police were called to the house Sunday in Southwest Bakersfield to a possible burglary in progress. Police say at about 6 p.m. last night, someone was trying to force entry into the residence on Myrtle Court. According to police, the homeowner armed himself with a handgun and fired at the suspect. That suspect sustained multiple injuries and was treated at a local hospital for moderate but non-life-threatening injuries. The investigation is still ongoing. If you know anything about this, you're asked to call BPD at 327-7111.
And starting tomorrow, a number of riders on horseback will journey across the U.S. to spread awareness of the growing homelessness issue in cities nationwide. Unity Ride for Homeless will cross 8 states, starting in North Carolina and ending in Desert Hot Springs, California, for a total of 2,600 miles. Their goal is to collect 1 million blankets and cases of water to distribute to those in need.
All right, let's check in now with CHP Officer Robert Rodriguez and get a look at what our roadways are looking like right now. Robert?
Well, Mike, things are looking really nice out there right now. No crashes to report, no major problems or incidents. So it looks like our roadways are, again, smooth sailing, and that's what we like to see out there. But we also want you to obey the speed limit. So please slow it down, take your time. Also be courteous to your fellow motorists while you're out and about today. So again, no major issues or problems to talk about. That's my look at traffic. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Robert, thank you. Still to come, searching for a job difficult enough, but trying to do it while watching your kids. Coming up after the break, we'll have some tips on what you look for in that next career.
And we have more on a local company looking for home inspectors to hire.
Welcome back. A local home inspection company is growing after 10 years in business, and they're looking to hire. 23 ABC's Daniela Garrido spoke with the owner on what you need to know before you apply. Daniela?
That's right. Good morning. Well, At Home Inspections has been a local company here in Bakersfield for 10 years, and they say now they are completely growing. They say during this time there has been a big boom in the real estate market, and that has totally helped their business. So they're looking for hands to help them out. Now they say they're looking for home inspectors for houses that are typically on escrow to make sure the buyer or seller knows what needs fixing, but they're also looking for sales representatives and administrative staff. They say A resume is great, but they focus more on personality and goals of each individual applicant. They say even if you don't have the experience, they can help you out and can teach you the ropes. And so if you are interested in one of these positions, they say the best thing you can do is call or email them directly. They want to hear from you. So we have all that information on our website, turn to23.com. For now, we are live in Bakersfield. I'm Daniela Garrido, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
In Kern County, there are thousands of people that are currently looking for work, and many doing it while also watching their kids who are learning from home. So how do you find the balance? Joining us this morning to talk more about this is Josh Connor with JobFest Kern County. Please cue the circus music because it seems like it would be appropriate having to juggle like this, Josh.
It sure does, and I have 3 kids of my own in elementary school, middle school, and high school. So it's a new thing for us parents to learn that now we're teachers and we have to help navigate this. But at the same time, you have to take care of your own things too.
What's the number one thing to keep in mind when trying to navigate this?
I think setting the standard for your kids as the adult. So when I wake up, I get dressed every morning, even though I'm working from home. You have to tell them there is a reason. It gives you that opportunity. Get up, get your teeth brushed, make your beds, eat breakfast, and it's time to go to work. Even though we're sitting at our house, or with my kids, their desk is in their room. You're going to sit in your room next to all your distractions and your toys and stuff, but we have to focus on what we're doing. So just showing them that you're in the same boat, you're working, you're looking for work. Setting that standard for them is going to also help them in their education in this virtual world that we're in.
You know, we always talk about trying to stay positive, keep a positive outlook, but how vital is that right now when dealing this? Because it can be really stressful.
It's very stressful. It's very stressful, I'm sure, for the teachers as well. But trying to find the positive in everything, at least we're back in school. Like we're able to do this. There is a curriculum that was out there, because I know the end of last year, you know, when we got shut down, we were kind of just thrown to the wolves a little bit, if you can think that from the education side. But staying positive in your job search, telling your kids, you know, you got to stay positive. This is where the world is going. So I think eventually we're going to get back into school and into work. But this whole Zoom thing, this whole video conferencing, this is the way that we're going, you know. So in the near future, it's going to be cool for us as the adults and the kids to know that they're on top of this whole technology, that this world that we're heading in.
And also, if you could just touch on how organization plays a key in all this.
Organization too. Each of my kids' rooms has the calendars. I love the story Daniela did that showed everybody. You have to set up a different area. You can't just sit on that couch and not want to watch the TV, because that's what your body's used to doing when it's sitting on the couch. So you have to be organized, have a schedule, get up around the same time every day, do your job search, have your plan for the next day. By the end of the day before, you know, you want to know, tomorrow I have to do this, this, and this, and that's my accomplishments. And just by setting those goals and achieving those, you're going to feel way better about yourself than just waking up every day like, I don't even know what I'm going to do today.
Josh Connor with JobFest Kern County. Some very good tips. Want to thank you once again for dropping by on this Monday.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Josh. Very, very good. My mom's big thing she always harped about was time management.
Yes.
Manage your time.
Absolutely. My mom's big thing, to-do lists.
Oh.
Yep. So that you know, I got to get all this done before lunch. I have to do all this.
And that was all before sticky notes, wasn't it?
It was sticky notes everywhere. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Just
Okay,
Post-its.
Okay.
Unload the dishwasher, brush your teeth. Do all this before 6 a.m. Yeah. And later on today in that 4 o'clock hour, as you're managing your day, you want to get everything done outside first thing. Air quality is still pretty bad out there, but we are heading into more heat. Friday and Saturday were both in the 100s. So with that, we've had 45 days now of triple digits here in Bakersfield. It's been 6 heat waves, and another one is looming. Wildfire smoke remains an issue. That's always our top headline for your air quality out there remaining unhealthy for sensitive groups. That's the smog. There's also all of that smoke out there, so you want to take it easy with your lungs. High pressure is building in the Pacific, so for the next several days, temperatures are above average, but then that high pressure is here, and it is dominating with excessive heat for the weekend. We're talking about about oppressive 105 and higher Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday potentially out there. And when we're this far away from the event and we're already saying it could be 105, you know that it's going to be hot out there, and that forecast could actually trend hotter as we watch the high pressure come in and we see how it'll behave. By Wednesday, it's overhead. By this weekend, it's into the Four Corners region, and so therefore it's dominating with those above average temperatures, but potentially getting pretty close to record-breaking heat for the holiday weekend ahead. 105 Saturday, 106 Sunday, 104 in the forecast on Labor Day. It's a rough forecast out there because this is summer-like heat, even though September begins tomorrow, which is meteorological fall. When we notice the climate changing, yeah, no, it's still summer and it'll feel like it. Kern River Valley 90s for you through Thursday. Some 100s coming your way for a new heat wave this weekend as well. Tehachapi and Fraser Park 80s are above average and hazy for you. The 90s feel hot this time of year. All right, let's take a look outside at our traffic now with CHP Officer Robert Rodriguez to get you out the door on this Monday morning. Good morning.